On April 20th, 1999, the world watched in horror as two students, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, carried out a deadly attack on Columbine High School. We were told they were outcasts, driven to violence by constant bullying. But what if the story we've been told is a lie? What if the attack wasn't even supposed to be a shooting, but a bombing that could have killed over 600 people? The common story is that Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold were outcast victims of constant bullying. However, the full picture is more complex. While some accounts suggest they were victims of bullying, others show they were fairly popular and had a sizable group of friends. Eric was a member of the school's soccer team for 2 years, and his teammates recalled him as a great player who enjoyed the sport. Both boys also had jobs at a local pizza restaurant, where Eric was eventually promoted to shift manager. As their friendship deepened, their behavior grew darker. They went from petty vandalism to shooting at trick-or-treaters with a BB gun and setting fire to potted plants. Eric's journals became unhinged, filled with violent fantasies and a desire to kill mankind, a trait that led an FBI employee to believe he was a budding young psychopath. Dylan's journal entries were more focused on his struggles with depression and suicidal thoughts, but they eventually aligned with Eric's violent plans. Just months before the massacre, one of their friends, Brooks Brown, went to the police after Eric threw a block of ice at his car, shattering his windshield. Brooks and his parents also revealed the existence of Eric's website, where he detailed his violent acts and even listed Brooks as someone he wanted to kill. The police noted that pipe bombs had been found in the area, and they believed the threats were credible enough to file a formal report and a search warrant. But for reasons unknown, that formal report was never given to the judge, and the search warrant was never executed. If it had been, Eric's pipe bombs would have been discovered, and the entire tragedy could have been prevented. On the morning of April 20th, 1999, Eric and Dylan's grand plan was not a shooting, but a bombing. They had planned to detonate 2 large propane tank bombs inside the school cafeteria at the busiest time of day. The explosion was meant to bring the ceiling down on the students below, killing an estimated 600 people. After the bombing, they planned to shoot survivors as they fled. Thankfully, the bombs failed to detonate. Their secondary plan to detonate car bombs, when police and emergency responders arrived, also failed. Faced with the failure of their primary plan, they began their attack with their guns. The first victims were 17-year-old Rachel Scott and 15-year-old Daniel Rohrbaugh, shot and killed outside the school. During the entire ordeal, authorities never entered the building, instead holding a perimeter until after the killers had committed suicide. Inside the library, the killers shot students hiding under tables, including 17-year-old Cassie Bernal and 15-year-old Daniel Mauser. A teacher, Dave Sanders, was shot while directing students to safety and died after police dismissed a student's message for help as a hoax. The massacre, which was meant to be a bombing, claimed the lives of 12 students and 1 teacher before Eric and Dylan killed themselves. In the aftermath, the perpetrators' families faced lawsuits, and those who helped them obtain their weapons were convicted and sentenced to prison. A key piece of evidence, the basement tapes, where the killers outlined their plan, was controversially destroyed by authorities. For over 20 years, the Columbine Massacre has inspired numerous copycat attacks. By understanding the full story, we can begin to comprehend the true horror of that day. What other facts about this case do you find most unsettling? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. To hear the more in-depth, deep dive of this story, you can find the link in the description.